Today we're going to look at a powerful idea that can change the way you attract women, especially as you get older. And you know what the most interesting thing about it is? It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with looks. And this certainly has nothing to do with prepackaged phrases from the internet. In fact, these two words activate something much deeper in the female brain, something that triggers emotional connections whose existence most men aren't even aware of. And you see, I'm going to explain to you exactly what these words mean. I'm going to explain the scientific basis. But there's one detail that almost no one notices. And it's precisely this detail that distinguishes men who forget about women from those who constantly think about them. Stay tuned until the end, because this information could fundamentally change your communication. You know what? I've spent years studying thousands of interactions between men and women, and you know what I realized back then? The most attractive men aren't necessarily the most handsome, nor are they the richest. They're the ones who have mastered something very simple: direct emotional communication. While most men get lost in empty conversations and try to please everyone without hurting anyone, truly exceptional men take a radically different approach. They use two words that act as a key to the female subconscious. Pay close attention. The human brain is programmed to respond to certain communication patterns, and these two words, when used correctly, create what we call positive emotional anchoring. Let's begin. The first word is I want. Sounds too simple, doesn't it? But listen to what happens when a man says I want clearly and confidently. First and foremost, he takes responsibility for his own desires. He doesn't ask for permission. He doesn't approach things cautiously. He's direct. And here's a secret of female psychology. Women are attracted to men who know what they want. Why? Because it demonstrates leadership qualities. It shows that you are decisive and take responsibility for your decisions. Think about it. If you say, I don't know, maybe we can do something if you want. What message are you sending? Uncertainty, fear of rejection, disorientation. Now compare that to, I'd like to invite you to dinner on Saturday. I know a fantastic restaurant. Can you tell the difference? You didn't ask. You're in charge. You're creating an experience. And you know what? That has absolutely nothing to do with aggression. It's about self-confidence. It's about having the courage to assert yourself in the world and say, this is what I want. When you do that, you activate something in the brain called sexual polarity. You position yourself as the masculine figure who takes the initiative, and that naturally awakens the feminine side that wants to be led. The second word, and this changes everything, is I am grateful. Now pay close attention, because this is where the real magic happens. If you only use I want, it can come across as egocentric. It can give the impression that you're only interested in your own advantage. But if you combine I want with I appreciate, you create a perfect balance. You demonstrate that you are a man with initiative and emotional depth. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine you're talking to a woman you're interested in. Instead of simply saying, I'd like to see you again, you say, I'd like to see you again, because I really appreciate your way of thinking. This adds a special depth to the conversation. Do you see what's happened? You're not just showing her your interest, but also that you see and value her as a person. And that, my friend, is absolutely irresistible. Why? Because most men only compliment looks and focus exclusively on physical appearance. But you go even further. You recognize her true nature, and that is the most beautiful thing of all. If you truly value someone, you don't need them. You choose them consciously, and women can recognize this difference from afar. If you enjoyed this post, leave a like below. That shows me you're genuinely interested in improvements. And now I'll tell you about the mistake that ruins everything. The mistake lies in the fact that the words don't match. Do you know what match means? It means that your body language, tone of voice, and words harmonize perfectly. If you say, I'd like to invite you to dinner, but your shoulders are slumped, you're looking at the floor, and your voice sounds hesitant, the message won't get across. Her body language radiates insecurity, while her words should exude confidence. And the female brain is extremely sensitive to these contradictions. It's like an emotional lie detector. So when you say I want, you should stand upright and look her in the eyes with an open heart. When you say thank you, you should pause. Speak more slowly and let your sincerity shine through. I describe this depth in detail in my comprehensive guide, Secrets of Attraction, there. I teach not only what to say, but also how to use your energy and presence so that every word carries genuine emotional weight. And another crucial element is timing. You can't just mechanically say I wish and thank you in every conversation. That would be strange. You use these words in strategic moments, when you want to clearly express your intention. when you want to create an emotional memory. For example, at the end of a special date, you look her in the eyes and say, "I'd love to do this again. I really appreciate your positive energy." Done. You have just created a positive emotional anchor. Every time she thinks of you, she will remember the feeling of being seen, valued, and desired. If you'd like to delve deeper into this topic, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every week I'll present you with content like this that will give you a decisive advantage in the game of attraction. Now you have the necessary tools. Use them wisely, use them with integrity. And remember, you don't have to be perfect, just authentic. Until next time.